Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Grumpus on Fire. I'm Grumpus. Well, today we're going to do some ribs. It's been about a year since I've done any on camera, and it's been about a year since I had my pit. So let's see if we've learned the pit better. Let's see how these ribs turned out. My neighbor has given me some special wood that we're going to try out today. He come across some Pear wood, and we're going to use a combination of pecan, and then once we get a bed of coals going, we'll start putting the Pear wood on, and we'll probably finish this up with a nice barbecue Pear glaze. Let's just keep the theme going and see what turns out. So stick around. I think this is going to be a good one. All right, we're not going to make a big fuss about these today. I'm going to trim them up just like everyone else. Get a knife starter here, get this membrane off. Sometimes that membrane can get a little slimy, so grab it with paper towel, it's easy to grip. And if you're lucky, it'll all come off on one piece. I've got a short wingspan, so sometimes I have to come in for a second grab. But yeah, we're not going to do a lot of trimming today. Just going to put a little binder on it. I'm going to put a real light coating of seasoning on the back. Not a lot. And then on the other side, we're going to season it real lightly with a little Kosmo Q honey killer bee. We're not going to put a lot on it because I want the glaze to shine at the end. So with the base coat of this, then we'll come back with a little honey chipotle killer bee, and let all of our color come from the smoke and the glaze at the end. So this is going to be real mild seasoning. That's pretty much it. See you at the pit. Alright, well, it looks like our temperatures are settled down. Bottom of the vertical, we're at 250. Coming on up, we are at 275. So we'll set the meat on the two center shelves. That should even them out pretty good. About time to get that meat on. Alright, we started our fire today with 2 chimneys of Kingsford right out of the blue bag. Got us a bed of coals. That's a piece of pecan right there. We're getting our bed established with some pecan, and then we're going to feed this through the rest of the cook with some Pear wood. My neighbor had some Pear wood, gave it to me. We're going to try it out. I've never used it. So we're going to have Pear smoke infused ribs today. Should be good. Alright, let's get these ribs on here. Get these straightened up because they're going to cook the way you leave them on here. So they're all bent and crooked. That's what you're going to end up with. Make sure we got a little space between them. Smoke gets all around them. There we go. Alright, we'll let these go about, I'll check them in about an hour. Probably 2 hours we'll start spritzing. Get this water pan here because this is the hottest spot in the whole pit. That should be enough moisture to keep those going today. Alrighty, well, it looks like we got some good clean smoke. Check out these rain clouds, y'all. Now that sun was shining this morning when I started the pit. We may be cooking in the rain today. We'll see how the Lone Star Grill holds up to the rain beating down on it and see if we can maintain a fire. Yep, all the way around. Doesn't look like it's going to let up. We'll see. It's Texas. It can blow over in 10 minutes. Alright, I think it's time to put a piece of this pear wood on. You know what? I'm going to do two. If it starts raining, I want to make sure I don't lose too much heat. Well, it sure makes a difference preheating that wood first. Probably need to get another piece on here in a minute. But we're going, so let's see what happens. Alright, well, it's been about 45 minutes since we put the meat on. You can see the temperatures of the two probes. That's about normal for the vertical. Alright, let's get started on this barbecue pear glaze we're going to use on these ribs. I'm going to start out with a couple of cans of just some pear halves. We're going to put it in the blender, liquefy it down, and we'll taste it and see what else it needs. Going in with 2 cans. Stand back. See if it needs anything. You know what? I think we'll add just a touch of brown sugar to that. It definitely tastes like pear. We're just putting in 2 teaspoons, roughly, because I'm not going to put any with the ribs when I wrap it. I don't want to over sweeten this. Let's see what this does. New spoon. It tastes pretty good. Good and peachy. I think we'll wake it up just a little bit, freshen it up. Put a little bit, go to a teaspoon apple cider vinegar. Not much. Just enough to kind of wake it up. Third new spoon. Yeah, I like that. Take this off so you can see it. All liquefied down. What we're going to do is we're going to put that in a saucepan, reduce it down, get it nice and thick. Add a little bit of barbecue sauce to it so it still tastes like barbecue sauce. And then we'll paint that on our ribs right at the end. Alright, well, let's get our sauce started reducing. Got plenty of heat in the firebox. We might as well use our hot plate. And all we're going to do is dump our pear puree into this. We'll just let that bubble down and reduce. All right, them ribs have been on for 2 hours. It's time to check them and spritz them. That looks pretty good. Just starting to get a little bit of crack. Let these go another hour, I think. Looking pretty good. We're just giving them our normal apple cider vinegar and water combo for the spritz, about half and half. And use whatever bottle you can find. Whoop, let's not forget our pears. We don't want to burn nothing. Coming up to a nice boil. Maybe I'll pull that back just a little bit. It should be the hot spot right here, about halfway back. Well, we know that griddle's hot. We just keep an eye on this. I want it pretty thick and syrupy. Looks like it's cooking down pretty good. Maybe we'll pull that back just a little bit more. If you all decide to do this, don't forget, that handle's going to get hot. Yeah, we're getting there. Just probably cut down maybe, pull down maybe a third. We'll probably take it to a half, maybe a little farther than that. Maybe reduce it 2/3. We want it nice and thick and sticky. All right, guys, it's been 2.5 hours. Let's see how these look. Getting some really good color on them. We're starting to crack a little bit, so that lets me know we're getting close. We could probably wrap them now, but I think I want a little bit more color on them. So we're going to give them another 30 minutes, and then we'll wrap them then. All right, guys, it's been 3 hours. Let's check these out. Let me show you what we're looking for. 3 hours just happens to be a reference point everybody uses. These are ready to wrap. Can you see? Can you see where they're cracking? We got a little bit of bend. These things are cooked. Pretty limp. But what I want to point out is the cracking. A little bit of crack in the bark. That lets you know we're starting to tighten up. Meat's cooked. We got a little bit of pull from the bone. I hope you can see that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap these, and then we'll leave them on here another couple of hours. I'll probably check them in an hour and a half, just to make sure we don't overdo it. But we'll let these go another hour to 2. Let them get tender, and then we'll glaze them up. All right, so let's get these pulled off. Start wrapping them up. This first rack. Run in there. Look at here. Put these in at an angle. What I'm going to do is go ahead and spritz these. Lay them meat side down. And we're going to wrap them up real tight. Let these things kind of steam a little bit and get tender. I'm also going to take these ribs that were on the bottom shelf, or the lower shelf. I'll be putting those on top. Top one's on the bottom, kind of let them rotate a little bit that way. Alright, we'll let them go another hour and a half and check them, see if they're ready. Meanwhile, let's see how our sauce is doing. Cooking down pretty good. We're down probably a little more than half. I've been stirring this about every 15 minutes. Make sure we're not burning. But that's getting there. We want it nice and thick so when we add our barbecue sauce it doesn't water it down. And it'll cling to those ribs real nice. And I'm hoping the sugars in them will caramelize and give us some really nice looking ribs. Look at that sky. We're here in Texas. I told you that weather would change. Tried to sprinkle a few times. Never really did. Never really rained. But the clouds moved in heavy enough that the planes were coming in low. But this is why we have a hard time putting videos out sometimes, because it'll come up so fast you never know how long it's going to last. But regardless, I just want to show off my clean smoke. And since we've wrapped those ribs, it doesn't matter if it's clean or not. We just want the heat. So that's something to keep in mind. Once you wrap your food, don't concern yourself too much whether that smoke's white or not, because it really doesn't matter. I don't want mine too white because I want the neighbors to think I know what I'm doing. But the pit does that for me. So we'll be back when we check those ribs here in a few minutes. Alright guys, let's check on our pears. You see, we've got a nice reduction down here. We've probably reduced down at least 75%. And you can see it's nice and thick. Hasn't burnt. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a little bit of barbecue sauce to this. What we're hoping to accomplish is a barbecue sauce that makes our ribs still taste like barbecue, but at the same time we want a nice fruity, peachy taste on the back end. So we're going to use something tried and true, something we really know what it tastes like. And we're going to add that to our pear mixture. A little more than half and half. You know what? That's probably enough. I was going to put the whole bottle in there, but I'm thinking against that. There we go. Hope my arms are not in the way. Alright, we're going to let that come up. Probably let that boil down just a little bit, maybe reduce it maybe 10-20%, just kind of thicken it up just a little bit. We want kind of a caramely, not quite a burnt sugar taste. So we'll just bring this up to temperature. When it gets about right where we want it, which is close right here, we'll pull it off the heat and let it cool just a little bit, and then we'll put it on the ribs as soon as we pull them out of the foil. Stick around. Oh, did I mention we're celebrating today? That's right. Y'all have pushed this channel past 1,000 subscribers. So in honor of y'all, looky there. That's right. We're doing cookies. Smoked chocolate chip cookies on the Lone Star Grill. Check it out. Alright, it's been right at 2 hours. Let's pull these off and let's see how they look. These probes out of the way. I don't think we need those for a while. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, they're definitely done. I may have let these run a little long. But we're going to make them work. Hope them look nice. A little dab on that. I don't want to scrape anything off of them. Yeah, that's going to be nice and thick. That ought to set up really good. Wish y'all could smell this. Pear is kind of a subtle fruit, kind of a subtle smell, but you can still smell it in there. This might be one to do again. Now this one here is a little darker than the rest of them because we put a different rub on it. Wifey gets a little afraid when I get experimental, so she wanted one rib, one slab with her old reliable rub on it, so if I ruined all these, at least she'd have something to eat. That's okay. These others are as good as I think they're going to be. I'm not going to want to share them anyway. Alright, we're going to let them tack up. I'll check them about 20 minutes. Alright guys, it's been about 20 minutes. Normally I would let these go maybe 40 minutes to tack up, but we're already so done, I don't want to overcook them anymore. I touched them a minute ago, they're good and sticky and dry, so I think we're going to go ahead and pull them. See you inside, we'll try them out. When you've been resting about 15-20 minutes, let's cut in one and see how it looks. Well, they're definitely done. Yep, they're tearing apart. Oh, look here. Yep, they didn't dry out at all. Let's see how it tastes. Alright, I'm going in. I'm so happy right now. A little more fall off the bones than I generally make. But I gotta tell you, flavor's there. That pear smoke, I don't know if it tastes like pear, but it's definitely different and it's good. That pear reduction with the barbecue sauce, man, I may have a new favorite. Let me clean up, I'll be right back. Well, there you have it. Pear glazed BabyBacks with pearwood smoke. Say that 3 times real fast. Hey, they came out looking gorgeous, great color, nice sticky finish on them. Tender as could be. These are some of the best ribs I've done. I wanted to shout out to my neighbor of 20 years. He supplied all the pearwood for me to smoke today. Shannon, thanks a lot. I think you're gonna enjoy the ribs. You know, I can't think of anything I would do different on these. They had great color, they were moist, very, very tender, great flavor all the way down to the bone. These are going to go down with some of my favorite ribs. Hey, if you like what we've done today, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? We sure appreciate it if you wanted to do that. So thanks for tuning in to Grumpus on Fire. I'm Grumpus. We'll see you next time. Oh, almost forgot. Go smoke a cookie.